Alright, and we're back. How to hydrate with Capri Sun. Let's see, did that connect to my previous stream or did it start a new one? Kind of hope it just connected to the previous one. We're up to 40 followers now on the old Twitch stream. I appreciate that immensely. If you're not already subscribed, please consider doing so. Really appreciate that. Okay, looks like it did start a fresh one, so I will keep that in mind, probably just leave her running from now on. But that is good. All right, let's keep going. There's probably a way to pause it, and I'm just not aware of it yet. Okay, let's jump back to Ponyo. Yeah, I mean, this isn't bad. This is acceptable the way it is, but I want to take it a step further, add some more dimension to it, have some fun with it, add a little more punch. So that's what we're going to try and do next. In fact, I think I'll take a picture of it the way it is now. Could take the colorless blender. Sometimes I just blend it with a similar color. Colored pencil too, for a little extra. I tend to like oversaturation. And then when I edit it on my phone, saturate the colors even more. This whole bubble is not even really white. It's kind of an off-white. Kind of want this Easter egg color. But I don't want to go too crazy, because we do want to preserve the white element, the highlight. So yeah, I'm not going to go too nutty. All right. Not worried about getting it perfectly blended because that's not what I'm all about. There's a kitten rubbing against my foot. Alright, it's a little more fun. Let's add a little more punch into the orange next. Actually, gonna add some red pastel. I think I'm gonna. Yeah. Sometimes I just like straight up scribbling it in there. Just adds more visual interest than having just a flat, boring color. Add some texture when you can. All right, yeah, that pops a lot more. Now, this definitely appears quite a bit more muted under here, and then even more washed out at the top. So I'll try and honor that just to maintain that illusion, but it's still going to have a little more kick than it does right now. Just a bit there. Oh, and then in terms of the face goes, there's actually, her face is actually coming out of the water, so we need to kind of create a little bit of a bubble line right here in blue. That's where it's strongest. And then a little, not going to go crazy, just a little bit of blue down here. Could do a little bit of a blue wash, kind of. It's not really going to work super great. It's kind of smearing the orange around, but okay. Not bad. We'll continue. All right, now let's go over back to Kiki. Oops. Yeah, you can really tell that that's popping a lot more than the stuff down here. It's a little bit more on par with this guy, but we're gonna we'll add more to him too. No worries. All right, so the easiest thing here is gonna be to add black pastel into the hair. Now, if this was just for me, I'd probably go a little crazier with the hair, maybe add some blues and purples, but we don't always need to go crazy. I think there's enough visual interest in the rest of the piece to stand up for itself. Thought about outlining this in ink, just inking it in when I was doing that, but ink would probably stand out more from the other dark pastel areas, and I like to be a little more consistent. Now, if there was another inked in area or multiple big blotches of black ink, like on the cat, or if these were all inked in and stuff, that would probably tie it in together better, but that's not how I handled it. All right, and there really aren't any highlights and stuff in here to worry about, so that's kind of nice. For years I would use an electric pencil sharpener, and that's just so hard on your pencils. It chews them up in a matter of seconds, and when your Prismacolor pencils are not terribly cheap, so then I was going back to just little hand ones, you know, pencil sharpeners, and that's quite tedious. And more recently I've invested in an old school classroom pencil sharpener from Staples, and that's been great. It's like the perfect medium. Oops. Pencils live a little bit longer and not spending forever sharpening and then just to have them break instantly like just now. Plus, since I've got hyperacusis, it's easier on my ears too, which is always nice. All right, that's getting there. Not bad. All right, let's make that bow pop a little bit more. Kind of a reddish orange bow. Shall I use red and orange? It's pretty nice gradation. Not perfect, but not bad. Alright, let's add a little more orange in there. There we go. Their face is very pale, so I want to kind of preserve that. Add a little more shadow on the side of her face here. May have been a little heavy-handed. Let's see. Remove a little bit of that. She does kind of have like rosy cheeks going on down here, but it's not like pink, it's just like skin tone. I think what we'll do is take some white pencil, if I can find one, add a little bit of that. Oops. Or you can also use white pastel. if it's clean, which this one is not terribly. Kind of cake it on there a little bit. Add and subtract. Kind of works. Okay, it's pretty good. I think I'm going to add a little brown in there to her pupils. Okay. Just to kind of help soften up that Sharpie a little bit. Okay. Pink. That's pretty decent. I haven't colored her bag at all yet. It's definitely not a white bag. It's a tan color. Which is basically kind of just a darker version of what I've made for her skin tone. It's a lot more washed out in the reference that I'm using, but she's outside. She's getting a little sun. It'll all work out. Okay. Let's continue with her dress before we get to the bag. Now this is really dark here. Almost looks black, but not quite. I suppose I could mix it with some black though. Yeah, I might actually do that. Now these Prisma pencils are different than all of the other ones. All the multicolored ones came in sets, but the black ones were bought in bulk and they're shaped more octagonally than the circular ones. And it does say Prismacolor pencils, but I don't know. It's Prismacolor, but I don't know if it's like the same. So it just doesn't quite blend as well as like all the other ones do. but it's a lot cheaper and it gets the job done. Alright, so this part is a lot brighter, so we're not going to use black anymore to blend. I've got this blue that I think will be pretty decent, or this is even better. Just kidding. I like this one better. More of an indigo. Ultramarine. Hey, that's a classic. Right there. Use that all the time in Metro Arts murals. Ultramarine and phthalo blue are two main blue colors for blending and mixing different colors. All right. Oops. Sometimes you munch up your paper while you're working on stuff, and that used to drive me nuts. It's like, oh no, I ruined it. No, that's fine. It's all good. See, I remember to color his ears in on the little mini version right here. Now it's starting to kind of mesh with her dress. Okay. Okay, looks pretty decent. This cat, he is just pure black. It's gonna be hard getting darker than it already is. Cat. Almost wish I would have just inked it in, but it's all good. Oh, biscuits. There we go. That's a lot better. Nice. And yeah, his eyes really are that beady. Oh, can't believe it's only 3 p.m. Got up way too early today. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. Now, I don't think his ears need to be any darker. However, you can blend them a little better. There we go. I could blend the black, but honestly, that's not going to change at all. Might blend her dress a little bit though. Let's see. Yeah, it's already fairly blended. Okay. Kind of gives me a pale orange vibe. Something like this looks pretty good, I think. This is an orange Espanol. Yeah, there's gonna be some blue mixing in there. That's fine. If you were flying around with a cat on your bag, I don't think you'd be coming out perfectly clean either. Oops. Got a little bit of it out of it now. Clean that off a little bit. Alright. Alright, let's see. So her broom is yellow. It's not a super bright yellow, but it's brighter than it is right now. Let's see what happens when we merge these two together. It's a very bright pastel with a very dull pencil. Yeah, it kind of works. I think. Let's see. Maybe for the bottom we could do. That'll work. This is like it's just called sable. It looks like this color, a little bit darker though. Just kind of give it a little bit of shadow without having to resort to black or brown all the time, you know? Let's see the back. This is her leg. Can't see her foot. It's pretty decent. Add a little more color to her arms. Alright. Maybe a little bit to her legs too. Okay. Okay. rather than adding more color to her bag or whatever this is, real radio thing. Just blended it, and that's honestly kind of like a magic wand how it really makes things pop. Just makes what you've already done look a little bit better. All right. All right, let's jump back over to the cat. Pretty simple looking dude. Already blended this, but now I'm looking at the black and it's just not looking quite the way I want it. Could be darker, a little bit darker. Honestly, I might not even need to add more. You could probably get away with just blending it. Yeah. What are you doing down there, kid? Yeah, it's looking a lot better. Okay. That's better. Oh, now I'm noticing he's kind of got a little bit of a light blue tint in his eyes here. So I'll do that here once I blend his chest. Yeah, it's a lot better. Cool. It's pretty clean. I was just saying, like, it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth, and here I'm just blending like crazy. It's okay. It can be kind of addictive after a while. His nose is almost like a different color. It kind of looks like it's got, I don't know, a little brown or maybe skin tone in there. It's definitely a different color than his mouth. That kind of works. Okay. Cute little guy. Okay, I'm gonna turn up the AC a little bit, redirect the fan. It's getting a little toasty in there. Fill up my water while I'm at it.